shots and they're a disaster last year. When that's happening, Robert Kraft realizes, I gotta do a little damage control here. This did not go well. Like my first year plus without Belichick in the building did not go well. And on top of that, I threw him under the bus multiple times. So he's out there now. Belichick's the smartest move I ever made, and he's spoken so highly of Belichick, and he's talking to the fan base again, and we're gonna have fun this year, and I promise you, and we're gonna do this, and because I think Robert Kraft realizes, hey man, this is my first taste, my first showcase as the guy in the building without Brady and Belichick after all these years, and so far what we've seen on the field and off the field, it has sucked. So that's why they got so aggressive this offseason. That's why the Mike Vrabel hiring was so important. That's why he's gone around now to try and tell everybody how great Belichick is and how highly he thinks of him and this is the greatest move. Because he realizes everything that had happened up to this point since Belichick left has not gone well. It just hasn't. So Robert Kraft is on tour. It's called the Damage Control Tour. He's got to show everybody and that fan base, hey, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. Because up to this point, it's looked like he hasn't. At the Jonas Knox on X, and you can catch the show also on Instagram, where you catch clips of the show during the week, and also the insulting tweets on Instagram as well, too, at Jonas Knox Show. By the way, I want to point out to you that you can always find the Fox Sports Radio channel on YouTube. You can see all sorts of video highlights from our shows. So search Fox Sports Radio on YouTube. You'll see all those video highlights. You can subscribe, so you always have instant access to our Fox Sports Radio videos on YouTube throughout the course of the week. Up next here, though, on the show, we are going to tell you about how there's a little bit of advice that should be handed out to a future Hall of Famer, right? Because one organization's got kind of a thing going on, and there's some advice that should be handed out to a Hall of Famer who's a member of that organization. That'll be yours here on FSR. But for all the latest from around the world of sports, a man...
1-1. He might have hit one out of the ballpark there. Out to right and deep. Second deck. He squared the bunt 2 pitches ago. And Kyle Stowers rips number 16 into the seats. Tied at 1, bottom 2.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
Pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Frelick back. Track wall. It is gone. Connor Norby. He's getting right. 1-1 pitch. That one hammered out to left center field and deep. Martian Rojas back. They're looking up, and it's gone. Wag attack. A 2-run homer.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right, nice job, Ahmed. Welcome. We are live from Camden Yards here in Baltimore, Maryland, the Charm City, on a steamy 89-degree Saturday afternoon. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio. It's Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 94 of 162. The last time the Marlins lost 4 in a row, June 4th. And today, Miami's looking to halt a 3-game skid against their former All-Star in 2021. The former 2019 draft pick of the Marlins, Trevor Rogers, who's had a bit of a resurgence in 5 starts this season with Baltimore. Rogers will face the team again that drafted him for the first time back in 2017. We're pumped to bring you game 2 of a 3-game set between the 43-50 Baltimore Orioles and your 42-51 Miami Marlins. Jansen Junk, he's delivered back-to-back quality starts and takes the ball for Clayton McCullough's Marlins this afternoon. And the aforementioned Trevor Rogers will make his 6th start of 2025, pitching to a 1.57 ERA across 28 2/3 innings pitched. We get going at 4:05 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Saturday afternoon with Jack McMullen and Craig Minervini. I'm Steven Strom. It's great to have you aboard here. I fear we're going the distance. We thank you for your participation. We've got an awesome show for you with a ton of sound. We'll first hear from Trevor Rogers on facing his former team. Clayton McCullough talks about Jansen Junk and what he has provided for this squad in 25. We'll get you at the count with Rogers and Junk. We also have a couple of injury updates. Edward Cabrera and Connor Norby, who is not in the lineup today. More on that in a little bit. Jack and Craig will jump in for some back and forth, our Expo question of today at Marlins Radio and Steve's guarantee to victory. So we begin here with the big story, which is Trevor Rogers, who spent most of his career with the Miami Marlins and was traded to Baltimore just a little, 13 days to this date, right? June 30th. So he was traded to Baltimore for Kyle Stowers and Connor Norby. Rogers' start in Baltimore did not go well. He really struggled, but he did spend quite some time with the Marlins. Made 80 career starts, 391 in a third innings pitch, went 15-32, a 4.23 career ERA with the Miami Marlins. So wanted to get some sound on Trevor Rogers and what it would be like today to face his team. So we'll start here, Trevor. What's it like to face your old team that drafted you for the first time?
It's going to be a little strange. That's the only team I was with for 7 years, and, they gave me a shot. So I'll always be thankful for them. A lot of memories, a lot of good teammates over there, a lot of good people over there. So I'm excited to see those people. But yeah, that 21 year was special. It really just showed me that I could be the best of the best in the best league of baseball. So that year was a lot of fun.
Well, that year he's talking about in 2021 with the Marlins, 25 starts, 7-8, a 2.64 ERA, 133 in a third innings pitch in 21, the sixth player born in New Mexico to make an all-star team. This year, very similar numbers. It's a smaller sample size, but in 5 starts, 2-0, a 1.57 ERA. Do you see any parallels between that season, or is this one completely different, Trevor?
I kind of separate the two. I try to do year to year, be in the present moment. But as far as my stuff goes, it's probably the best in terms of what swings the batters are giving off. It gives me a lot of feedback as far as my 21 year and the way the ball was coming out of my hand. So I'm very excited about that.
One of the big difference for Trevor Rogers this year is that velo on the fastball. The average last year, 91.9. This year, 93.3. What's been the difference? What did you do in the offseason, Trevor?
Yeah, I went to Driveline in middle of January to throw a bullpen. It was kind of a velocity session, and I hit 93 in January when I wasn't in game shape or anything like that. So that kind of got the monkey off my back that, all the work that I'm putting in is paying off. If I can hit 93 in January, what am I going to hit in June or July? So we're definitely seeing the benefits of that.
And you're seeing a ton of swing and miss, too, for Trevor Rogers. So, again, 80 career starts with the Marlins. Who are you excited to reconnect with in the days prior to your start?
A couple media people that I'm really excited about. I just found out the mental skills guy, Marius, is over there again this year. One of the clubbies I was super close with. And there's quite a few teammates. Nick Fortes, he caught me a bunch. I'm really excited to see him. A couple bullpen guys. They've had a lot of turnover over there, but there's still quite a few guys that I'm really looking forward to seeing and kind of reconnecting over the next couple days.
And Nick Fortes caught Trevor Rogers 18 times in his career, 90 in a third innings pitch between those two. And finally, the last question here to Trevor Rogers. Anytime you get traded, it's difficult. But when you get traded to a contender and you don't end up doing what the contender, the team that traded for you, is expecting you to do, there is always disappointment. Now, does Trevor Rogers feel like he's starting to make up for what maybe he didn't do last year into this year?
That's probably most exciting for me. They gave up 2 really good prospects for me, and deep down I always knew what I could do for this organization, and unfortunately I just didn't get it done last year. And the fact that all the hard work that I've put in this year, and we're seeing the benefits of that, I'm just really, really pumped and really happy for for this team, not only for myself, that I can give this team a good chance to win when I'm out there.
And again, Trevor Rogers last year when he was traded to Baltimore, 4 starts, a 7.11 ERA. He pitched 19 combined innings and gave up 15 earned runs. He ended up getting optioned. He did not start this season on the big league roster. He was in Norfolk and worked his way up and now is reaping the benefits, pitching to a 1.57 ERA, 5 starts, 28 2/3. We always cheer for Trevor Rogers. He is a great individual. We will not cheer for him today, but excellent sound and excellent bites right there from Rogers, who will make his first career start against the Marlins against his former team. We will break here. We'll talk about the other guy on the mound. He's been pretty good too. Jansen Junk, 3.12 ERA. He's pitching a myriad of different roles. We'll hear from Clayton McCullough on what his value has meant to this team this year. And plus, we've got more right ahead as Marlins on Deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
0-1 pitch, here it is. Line drive, base hit, left center. Hicks went back for a moment. He's still going to get the green light from Lally and score. First and third, Miami, RBI for Dane Myers. And the Marlins have tied up the ball game. Reds in the home white. Here's the pitch. Hit well to right field. Going back is Benson. It's over his head and off the wall. Hernandez scores. Here's Myers around. He scores. Another double for the X-Man, Xavier Edwards. 2 RBIs and a 3-1 Miami lead.
He is.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
You have a lot of bald guys to choose from.
2-2 pitch. Fist to the center. Goes off the glove of De La Cruz in the center field. Here comes Edwards around third. The Marlins have 4 in the inning and still nobody out. RBI single for Jesus Sanchez, his 30th ribby of the year. This 10-game winning streak in the visiting unis. Pitch to Ramirez, chopped to third. It's a high one over the head of Marte. Rounding third, easily scoring is Sanchez. Lopez over to third, and Augustine pulls in a second with a double, his 17th double of the year. The Boo Birds are coming here in Cincinnati, a 5-run inning.
Chop.
It's a Baltimore chop. Texas Leaguer is the other one. And now here's Stowers with a drive deep to right field. Benson is going back at the wall. He'll have room. He makes the catch. This will move up 2 runners, though. One of them will score in Lopez. Ramirez goes to third, and Stowers gets his 30th RBI in now a 6-run third inning.
When magical stuff can happen.
Here's the 1-2 to Norby. Hits it in the air to right center field. Benson going over there, makes the catch on the run, but it's going to be an easy tag for Augustine Ramirez. Back-to-back sacrifice flies for Miami, and it's now 7-1. Fish.
And I want to add this too, because when Jack interviewed Marlins president,
Or visit marlins.com/Babcock.
all right, we're off and running here on a Saturday afternoon. It's a steamy one, 88 degrees here in the Charm City. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, Craig Minervini. A lot more on the way here on Marlins on Deck. Connor Norby out of the lineup. We'll reveal why in the coming segments. We also have an update on Edward Cabrera as well. Jansen Junk will go opposite Trevor Rogers. We covered Rogers, who will face his former team for the first time in his career. But for Jansen Junk, it's been an awesome story, a guy that didn't start on the 2025 big league team as well. He was called up at the end of May. He's pitched in multiple roles, and he's really, I think, relished in what the organization looks for in not only their pitchers, but their players. Optionality, and for pitchers, throwing strikes. Here was Clayton McCullough talking about how Jansen Junk fit the bill on all of those qualities.
One, with Jansen, he's got very good stuff. I mean, he's got again, a deep arsenal. He's got weapons versus right. He's got weapons versus left. And he's really not only displayed quality stuff, but I think his ability to fill up the strike zone, and really for the most part in all of his outings this year, he's been very economical with his pitches. He's been efficient. He's kept the walks down. So that's a good recipe for success. You fill it up, and you are going to have days when you do that, where you do give up some hits and you give up some runs, but that's okay. Like that's a way better way of life to stay on the attack. So I think it's combining quality stuff with an aggressive mentality to fill up the zone.
Would you consider him one of the more pleasant surprises of the season, or did you guys think that this was the capability with him?
We really liked Jansen and his ability in spring training. We thought there was certainly a very useful major league pitcher there. So we felt like he had the mix and the pitches to start, and he's come up and he's shown that. Early on it was come out of the bullpen more of a bulk capacity, But in a lot of ways, we envisioned that if there was opportunity in the rotation to come up, that Jansen could step into that and give us high-quality innings, which he's been able to do.
All right, so that was Clayton McCullough today on Jansen Junk, who, outside of Kyle Stowers and Edward Cabrera, I know it's not a huge sample size, but Jansen Junk has been one of the bright spots and probably one of the most underrated players here on this Miami Marlins team. He's done it in multiple ways. We've talked about it. This is a guy who was Cal Quantrill's bulk role. That was his role coming up here in the big leagues, and excelled in it. Then he was an untraditional starter, which basically means the Marlins would put out an opener, an Anthony Veneziano, a Cade Gibson, and then you would see Jansen Junk follow in that second inning so he could face the next part of that lineup. Now with no Ryan Weathers and Max Meyer, Jansen Junk has stepped into this role and not only excelled, but back-to-back quality starts. He has shown this organization that it's not just something that could be a this-year thing. Jansen Junk has team control, and they can use him in a myriad of ways, kind of similar to what we saw with Valente Belloso, but they've really thrusted Jansen Junk into a big-time role on this team. He's starting every fifth day and is hoping to deliver a much-needed start for the Marlins. Miami has not lost 4 in a row since June 4th. They're trying to halt this 3-game skid, and for Miami, you don't want to throw away what they were able to do past that June 13th mark. They want to be able to come out and hopefully get a win before we can hit the All-Star break and feel good about the second half here in 2025. We will break here. We'll get you at the count. We'll dive deeper into some of the numbers with Junk and Rogers, what's been key for them. Plus, Edward Cabrera, an update on him, and Connor Norby, why he is not in the lineup here this afternoon. 4:05 first pitch. It's the Marlins. It's the Orioles. Game 2, middle game on the Marlins Radio Network.
0-1 pitch. Here it is. Line drive, base hit, left center. Hicks went back for a moment. He's still going to get the green light from Lally and score. First and third, Miami RBI for Dane Myers, and the Marlins have tied up the ball game. Reds in the home white. Here's the pitch. Hit well to right field. Going back is Benson. It's over his head and off the wall. Hernandez scores. Here's Myers around. He scores. Another double for the X-Man, Xavier Edwards. 2 RBIs and a 3-1 Miami lead.
He is.
Yes, that's a good one.
You have a lot of bald guys to choose from.
2-2 pitch. Fist to the center. Goes off the glove of De La Cruz into center field. Here comes Edwards around third. The Marlins have 4 in the inning and still nobody out. RBI single for Jesus Sanchez, his 30th ribby of the year, this 10-game winning streak in the visiting unis. Pitch to Ramirez, chopped the third. It's a high one over the head of Marte. Rounding third, easily scoring is Sanchez. Lopez over to third, and Augustine pulls in a second with a double, his 17th double of the year. The Boo Birds are coming here in Cincinnati, a 5-run inning. It's a Baltimore chop. Texas Leaguer is the other one. And now here's Stowers with a drive deep to right field. Benson is going back at the wall. He'll have room. He makes the catch. This will move up 2 runners, though. One of them will score in Lopez. Ramirez goes to third, and Stowers gets his 30th RBI in now a 6-run third inning.
When magical stuff can happen.
Here's the 1-2 to Norby. Hits it in the air to right center field. Benson going over there, makes the catch on the run, but it's going to be an easy tag for Augustine Ramirez. Back-to-back sacrifice flies for Miami, and it's now 7-1. Fish.
Pancake batter cookie dough blizzard treat before it's gone. And don't miss Superman. Only in theaters July 11th. DQ. Happy tastes good. Only at participating locations.
Hey, this is Derek Hill, and you're listening to Marlins On Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Thanks for hanging out with us on a Saturday afternoon. Fox Sports 940 Miami. This is Marlins on Deck. I'm Steven Strom. Hello, everybody. Jack McMullen and Craig Minervini have your call at 4:05. They will join me in the next segment, though, to talk some potpourri. We got some good storylines here on this Saturday afternoon. Trevor Rogers, 27-year-old southpaw, former Marlins 13th overall pick in the 2017 draft, will face his former team. Here was his thoughts.
Yeah, it's going to be a little strange. That's the only team I was with for 7 years, and, they gave me a shot. So I will always be thankful for them. A lot of memories, a lot of good teammates over there, a lot of good people over there. So I'm excited to see those people. But, yeah, that 21 year was special. It really just showed me that I could be the best of the best in the best league of baseball. So that year was a lot of fun.
Rogers referring to that 2021 All-Star year. We made 25 starts, 7-8, a 2.64 ERA, 133 and a third innings pitched. Career-wise with Miami, he made 80 starts, 391 and a third innings pitched, 15 and 32 record, a 4.23 ERA. So the story of Trevor Rogers, let's kind of rewind to last year. Rogers pitched to a 4.5 ERA in a buyer's market last year. 21 starts, 105 and a third innings pitch. Baltimore felt like they had a missing piece, and it was a starting pitcher. They traded Connor Norby and Kyle Stowers for Trevor Rogers. Rogers came to Baltimore and really struggled. 4 starts, 0-2, a 7 ERA, and then was optioned to Norfolk. He actually started in AAA this year, was called up on May 23rd, and has been dominant. 5 starts, 2-0, a 1.57 ERA, 28 and 2/3 innings pitched. In his last start on Sunday in Atlanta, went 6 2/3 scoreless, 6 Ks. He's allowed 2 runs across 20 frames in his last 2 starts. He's thrown a 4-seamer, a changeup, a sinker, a slider, and a sweeper. We heard him earlier on the big difference in the offseason. Here's what it was.
Yeah, I went to Driveline in middle of January to throw a bullpen. It was kind of a velocity session, and I hit 93 in January when I wasn't in game shape or anything like that. So that kind of got the monkey off my back that, this all the work that I'm putting in is paying off. If I can hit 93 in January, like, what am I going to hit in June or July? So we're definitely seeing the benefits of that.
All right, Trevor Rogers will go opposite Jansen Junk for the Marlins, 29-year-old right-hander who will make his 10th appearance and 5th start today. We've talked about it, pitched in a myriad of roles, 3-1, a 3.12 ERA, 43 and a third innings pitch. He did collect his 3rd win on Monday in Cincinnati, allowed 1 unearned run on 1 hit over 6 frames, 3 Ks, 82 pitches, back-to-back 6 innings of quality starts for Jansen Junk. He has never faced the Baltimore Orioles. We'll break here. We'll get Craig and Jack on next. Also, got an update for Connor Norby and Edward Cabrera. Stay with us. Back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
4th lowest in baseball with runners in scoring position.
2-1 pitch, a line shot into right center. That is in for a base hit. X is going to come in to score and tie the game. Augustine chugging for second. Benson slid to his backhand to grab that ball in right center, but the throw into second base is late. An RBI double for Augustine Ramirez. He expands his National League rookie lead in runs driven in, and we're tied at 1 in the top of the 5th, and was at the top of the National League for the majority of the season. 2-1 pitch. That one ripped into right field. That is in for a base hit. Benson going to come up firing. They're sending Augustine. Throw coming home. 1 hop up the first base line. Augustine slides, and he managed to just squeak a foot in. Stevenson swiped the tag. Augustine slid feet first, and I think he swept that right foot around, and he tapped the plate.
65 strikes for Singer. Here's the 1-2 to Hill. Ground ball, 3rd base side, runner going. Throw to the plate, high and over the head of Stevenson. And Wagaman scores. Now Hill will slide into second. That ball's thrown into the outfield. Hill will try to go to 3rd. Oh my goodness. The Reds are throwing it all over the ballpark. Hill winds up at 3rd base on a ground ball. Hit off the bat about 75 feet. Everybody in on the grass. Here's the pitch. Sano up. High pop up. Right field. It's shallow. Benson's got a good arm. Tagging is Hill. He's going to try it anyway. Here's the throw from Benson. A 1 bounce to the slide. He's in there. Derek Hill diving in. Despite a good throw from Benson. There's that speed from Hill. And it's 4-1 Miami. Count of 1-1 to Ramirez. This one he rips. Deep left field. And forget about it. Going. Gone. Goodbye. Into the upper level. And Augustine Ramirez with number 14. And he slowly trots around. That was well hit by Augustine.
Se reduce después del uso de 30 GB por línea. Los límites de datos y los ahorros reales varían.
All right, folks, here we go. Marlins on deck here on this Saturday afternoon. I'm Steven Strom, Craig Minervini, and Jack McMullen join me now. Trevor Rogers will go opposite Jansen Junk. Before we get you an injury update, Jack McMullen has a joke. Go ahead, Jack.
No, I mean, I was looking for a little bit of a tee-up, like, how's Trevor Rogers throwing this year?
How's Trevor Rogers throwing this year, Jack?
He's throwing like an all-star. He's actually better than an all-star. You look at him versus Jacob Mizorowski in Milwaukee, same number of starts. Rogers has an ERA a run better. He's been better than all-star caliber. What a joke that is, Mizorowski being in the all-star game,
You were fired up about that last night,
That was
Jack.
brutal, man. okay, like Skeens last year at 11 starts, I understand. Mizorowski has 5 starts at a 2.80 ERA. 5 starts. Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies has thrown 108 innings, and he's got a 2.6. He's got a better ERA. It's actually unbelievable to me.
Jack, Craig, your thought on that?
100%. I don't know if I could do it better than Jack did. He had all the numbers ready right off the top of his head.
Look at that.
It's a joke. Guy's got 5 starts. Let him earn it.
Yeah.
When it feels good for him next year, he probably will be in the All-Star game, and he'll feel really good. After 5 games, no one's embarrassed to go to the All-Star game, but come on.
I would feel a little bit out of place.
Come on.
Yeah,
we have
of
a guy
course.
in Edward Cabrera who I want to transition to that was much more deserving to go to Atlanta, who, by the way, I want to give everyone an update. Edward Cabrera yesterday exited the game due to posterior elbow discomfort. We talked to him last night. He seemed in good spirits, but there's no update really outside of posterior elbow discomfort on his right arm. Connor Norby also out of the lineup today with a wrist injury. We have not heard anything else other than he is undergoing tests. So that's our update from a medical perspective. Let's get into Jansen Junk, guys. I posed a question to Clayton McCullough about just how many different roles this guy has not only accepted but has excelled in. Give me a superlative for Jansen Junk in this first half.
He is I don't want to say fireman of the year so far because that's Ronnie Enriquez. I would call him the team Swiss Army knife. Whatever role you need him to fill, he is filling that as it stands. And I think it was a tight race between him and Javier Sanoja for being the team Swiss Army knife. I'm going to give it to Junk, though, because it feels like Junk's impact on the pitching staff in its entirety may outweigh Sanoja's impact on the lineup. And that's no indictment on Javier Sanoja. He's been tremendous. I just think Junk has been such a blessing since having his contract selected from AAA Jacksonville.
My word is collectible. He's not junk by any means. This guy has been a find for the Marlins. He almost makes you think going forward, could he carve out that number 5 role even when guys start coming back? Amazing, because he didn't do it starting right out of the gate. He did it basically piggybacking Cal Quantrill. He's been terrific. Hopefully he keeps it going here and solidifies his role in Major League Baseball. He's been, I think he's been the biggest surprise, maybe along with Stowers. I'll put Stowers maybe number 1 just because I'm not sure even Kyle expected all-star coming out of the gate.
Well, the Marlins are 3-1 when Jansen Junk starts. Offensively, Craigie, you asked Clayton McCullough the question, 4 runs in the last 4 games. What's Clayton seeing, and how can the Marlins create their own energy here this afternoon?
Yeah, well, they're going to have to get going on just getting some base runners. The last few games, they have not been getting many hits. To me, more alarmingly, they haven't hit the ball very hard. A lot of soft pop-ups. You can live with the results when you're hitting the ball hard.
The loud outs.
The velo, and you're just not getting breaks. Here, they're really not barreling it up, and it's such a stark contrast. It has all of us going, what's going on in Marlin land? Because they have been so impressive offensively. As Clayton said, it's a 3-game blip. Hopefully they can get out of it today.
Give me some thoughts here on Trevor Rogers, Jack. He's had a really nice stint. I'm not going to call it a big sample size. It's 5 starts, but he's been really effective and pretty dominant.
Enough to be tabbed an all-star. I think Rogers has been really good. He's the best he's been since 2021, and the reason he's doing that is because of the fastball. The fastball just became better, and whether that's a velocity jump,
driveline,
driveline helps optimize shape too. He gets more vert at the top if you want to talk about fastball carry, but he has an arsenal that works off of his 4-seam fastball, and when the fastball is not good, Trevor Rogers is not going to be good, but the fastball has been really good 5 turns through for Baltimore.
X-Poll question, Steve's guarantee. It's around the corner. We play baseball in 9 minutes. I want to give it and pass the baton to Jack and Craig. We'll break here. We're back in 2 minutes, and I do want to shout out our audience here on X and YouTube, over 1,200 live viewers. We appreciate everything that you guys have done in the first half as far as support. Ahmed back in the studio for our very loyal audio audience as well, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Thank you for all of you that has participated and listened in the first half. We cannot wait for the second half as well. We are back in 2 minutes. Marlins on Deck continues. Steve's guarantee and X-Poll question on the way.
4th lowest in baseball with runners in scoring position.
2-1 pitch, a line shot into right center that is in for a base hit. X is going to come in to score and tie the game. Augustine chugging for second. Benson slid to his backhand to grab that ball in right center, but the throw into second base is late. An RBI double for Augustine Ramirez. He expands his National League rookie lead in runs driven in, and we're tied at 1 in the top of the 5th, and was at the top of the National League for the majority of the season. 2-1 pitch. That one ripped into right field. That is in for a base hit. Benson going to come up firing. They're sending Augustine. Throw coming home. One hop up the first base line. Augustine slides, and he managed to just squeak a foot in. Stevenson swiped the tag. Augustine slid feet first, and I think he swept that right foot around, and he tapped the plate.
65 strikes for Singer. Here's the 1-2 to Hill. Ground ball, third base side, runner going. Throw to the plate, high and over the head of Stevenson. And Wagaman scores. Now Hill will slide into second. That ball's thrown into the outfield. Hill will try to go to third. Oh my goodness. The Reds are throwing it all over the ballpark. Hill winds up at third base on a ground ball hit off the bat about 75 feet. Everybody in on the grass. Here's the pitch. Sanoa, high pop up, right field. It's shallow. Benson's got a good arm. Tagging is Hill. He's going to try it anyway. Here's the throw from Benson. A one bounce to the slide. He's in there. Derek Hill diving in despite a good throw from Benson. There's that speed from Hill, and it's 4-1 Miami. Count of 1-1 to Ramirez. This one he rips. Deep left field. And forget about it. Going, gone, goodbye. Into the upper level. And Augustine Ramirez with number 14. And he slowly trots around. That was well hit by Augustine Ramirez. It is now 5-1. That ball went.
Experience.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami. WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
Take the Marlins wherever you go. Download the iHeartRadio app. Make Fox Sports 940 your top preset to listen to every Marlins game. About 6 minutes away from Game 2, middle game. 2 games left before the All-Star break. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, and Craig Minervini. Jansen Junk will go opposite Trevor Rogers, who will face his former team for the first time in his career since being traded to Baltimore last year for Kyle Stowers and Connor Norby. Expo question today at Marlins Radio. Trevor Rogers was selected to go to the All-Star game in 2021. He became the what player from New Mexico to head to the Midsummer Classic? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. Ahmed, it is time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
4 runs in the last 4 games for the Miami Marlins. Best way to start to change that is to get on base. How do you get on base? You got to walk. Trevor Rogers is a big dude, 6'4", 6'5". Mechanics can get out of whack sometimes for Rogers. He's going to be juiced up for this one. He's an emotional dude. I like the Marlins to draw 3 walks against Rogers. He's had 2 starts this year where he's walked 3, and I think this is the game where Miami is able to see some pitches, take some pitches, show that plate discipline that we've talked about with the swing decisions, and start to get on base and cause some traffic on the bases. Again, Trevor will be juiced up for this one. Folks, I hope he got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Craig Minervini, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups and first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball. It's next. This is the Marlins Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.